Alright guys, there's no dramas here. Now, I've been getting autofilled a lot recently, and let's be honest, autofilled basically means I've been getting given support by Riot. And that got me thinking, if this is a common problem, if people are commonly getting autofilled, what are going to be the best champions to pick in that role? If you're basically not comfortable with support, you're not a support main, you just want to get through the game and do pretty well, just okay, you don't have to carry the game, you just want to do pretty well in the support role. Now this thinking led me to making a top 5 list of these champions, and I want to share it with you guys. Now there's going to be a pretty common theme with these champions. Generally they're going to be pretty easy to play, and they're going to be more of the very supportive style champions, kind of ones with heals and shields, things like that. Ones where you don't have to carry the lane yourself or do too much, because if you don't play support a lot, you're not used to the trading that goes on in bot lane, because it is very different to any other lane. And hopefully you can just take these champions, buff up your AD carry, and get through your game and hopefully win it. So without further ado, let's get started with the list. So coming in at number 5 is Soraka. Now Soraka is undoubtedly the best healer in the game, but after recent nerfs, she takes a bit of time to ramp up, because her W cooldown has been increased quite significantly. That being said, all you've really got to do in lane is just play safe, stay back and heal your carry, and basically don't let any skill shots hit you, don't get hit by binds, just stay far back, stay behind your AD carry basically, and just press W on them whenever they need it, keep them healthy, and that's basically all you've got to do. It's a really easy sport to play, and I think a really good place at number 5. Now coming in at number 4, I've put Lulu. Now Lulu is a bit more of a complex champion, she has a bit more to her kit than Soraka or some of the other champions on this list, but I think you don't need to use her kit to its fullest potential to still be a really good support. You've got shields for your carry, you've got poke for days with your Q, and if you're in any danger, you can either speed away with your W or polymorph the enemy if they're getting too aggressive. Now if you're wondering the kind of marksman you want when you're playing Lulu, I would say either you want a poke lane, so like an Ezreal or a Misfortune, or alternately you can just take care of a hyper carry like Vayne or Jinx. Moving on to number 3, I've put Morgana. Now I think Morgana is really strong in lane, and she's super easy to play as well. All you've got to do is drop a W down, get your Thunderlord's proc, and basically just try and hit your Qs. If you hit your Q, most of the time you're going to win the trade with a QW. And if your ADC is ever in danger, just throw a black shield on them. It's that simple, that's really all you've got to do. And once you hit level 6 as well, if you're getting ganked, just flash in there, use your ultimate, stun 2 people, bind them up. You're going to succeed on Morgana if basically you just play smart and set up ganks for your jungler. Now if you want to pick Morgana, I'd recommend you play with an AD carry who can combo with some kind of extra CC. Now for this I've put either Caitlyn or Ashe. Ashe can ultimate and Caitlyn can actually put a trap underneath the enemy AD carry if you bind them up, which is a really devastating combo. Moving on to number 3, I've put Sona. Now Sona is one of my personal favourites, and she is very simple to play, and she also has really good late game scaling, which is not traditional in a support. Now if not comfortable with trading in the support role, if it's your off role, all you've really got to do on Sona is sit back, max your W and just heal your AD carry. If you actually manage to get an advantage in lane, you can start to max your Q, and actually you start to do a lot of damage if you realise you're ahead in lane. If maybe you get an early kill in lane, you become very oppressive to the enemy AD carry and can deny them a lot of farm. But you don't need to do that. Really all you've got to do is focus on healing, and when it comes to the mid game and the late game, just spam that W, spam that E, heal your team and make them really fast, running around the whole map together. Now if you want to play Sona, I recommend you play them with quite a pokey support. Probably Misfortune is definitely a best lane partner. And just another note, I would say it's best not to play her against lanes like Blitzcrank for instance, because Sona is one of the squishiest champions of the game early, and obviously if you die in lane early, that can give a massive lead to your opponents, so avoid picking Sona into things like Blitzcrank and Thresh. And coming in at number 1 is the undoubted best support solo queue, in my opinion anyway. It's gonna be Janna. Now the reason Janna's such a good champion if you're playing support in your off role is because she's so simple and so effective at the same time. All you've got to do is sit back, and when your ADC wants to trade or when your ADC is going to take damage, just throw that shield on them and your job's done basically. If they're trying to fully engage in her, shoot your Q out, knock them up, and slow them down with your W. That's really all there is to it. Once you're at level 6, once you got your R, use that ultimate to just knock away anyone who's trying to engage in your AD carry or engage in your team and heal everyone up. Like you can use it at Baron Pit, for instance, if you're dying, heal everyone up to full. She's such a good support, and I cannot stress enough that if you really don't know what to pick when you get autofilled into support, I'd say Janna is going to be the number one. She can be played with so many champions. I'd say she's best with a hyper carry like Jinx, like Vayne, for instance, but she can really be played with pretty much any AD carry. So that pretty much wraps up my top 5 support champions to pick if you're auto-filled into the role. Hope you guys found this video interesting and informative. Drop a like on the video if you enjoyed it, really helps me out, and hopefully I'll see you for another video.